We are in the penultimate question in the multiple choices part. It is on solving one-step inequalities. Here you have got inequalities which are just solved in a single step. Now, if you recall the writing part, we had compound inequalities where it was too long. This one is just one step, very simple. You need to see which variable you need to solve. That's m. It's less than or equal to. 4 goes to the other side and becomes multiplication. It's multiplied with minus 17. So m is less than or equal to 7 times 4 would be 80 minus 12. That is 68. Minus 68 here. That's the answer. And what about this? 2 to the other side will be a less than 20 times 2. It's a less than 40. But they have told graph it in a number line. So the number line over here, wherever there is 68, minus 68, previous one will be minus 69, minus 70 till minus infinity, right? Over here it will be 67, negative, and so on till positive infinity. Now here you need to put a point at minus 68. Make sure you put a circle and then fill it up like this. And then you have to extend it to the left side. Whereas for this graph, it will be 40 less than. So it will be a whole and then it goes to the left side. That's the difference. So you can see the solutions. Over here, this is wrong. I apologize for that. I didn't realize when I was doing the solution set. It should have been minus 68 and left side, this is error. Whereas this is correct. You can see there's a whole and minus left of 40. Whereas over here, it should be greater than. I mean, it should be less than or equal to, and it's minus 60. This is a wrong graph altogether. It should have been a point as well. Now let's solve these over here. What do you do? Same thing. Let's leave this c over here, minus c as it is. Only 11 goes. Minus 11 multiplied by 11, it is negative 121. Greater than minus c. So now when you solve this up, you need to have c as positive, right? So you multiply throughout by minus 1. The sign changes everywhere. It will be 121. But this symbol flips because you're changing the sign from minus to plus. From greater than will become less than. This is the answer. Or you can write the c first. C, what is it? Open side 121. C is great. Both of this read same. C is greater than 121. C is greater than 121. So in the graph, whole at 121 and greater than means to the right. Here as well, it will be minus 2 times 34 only, greater than or equal to minus d here. 34 will be 68 negative, greater than or equal to minus d. Let's remove the negative signs. The sign flips, the inequality flips, sorry, and the signs are dissolved. It becomes positive and positive. So d is greater than or equal to 68 here. What about the graph? Wherever 68 is there, it should be greater than or equal to. So that would be the answer. Here you can see it's 121 over here and there's 60. Now I did a mistake in the second one. I didn't make it a point. Since it's greater than or equal to, it must be a point. Now let me show you some shortcuts. You can do this in calculator as well, but there are a few drawbacks. Let's do the previous problem first. See these. All you need to do is type this in the calculator. Half 1 by 2. A is the variable x. Instead of inequality, just press equal to. Sorry, I pressed something wrong. It should be equal to alpha and equal to, and then press 20. Shift and solve. The answer is 40. You can, since it's positive a, leave a at the same side, write the inequality same, and the answer is whatever over here. That's it. Now what about the left side? Let's do that as well. It is 1/4. M is the variable x is equal to negative 17 minus 17. So before I write the answer, whatever the answer we get, we have to write m. Since this is positive, you just write the same sign. And now here, you just press shift and solve and then equal to, the answer is negative 68 to the right. Negative 68. That's it. Now I will show you just over here, what if it was minus 1/4 m? What if it was minus? Then you need to make sure the sign flips. Now look at this one. You can just press shift, solve and equal to. Now the answer is 68, not negative 68. So let's write 68. But there is a problem here. This inequality is not the same. It swaps because you have minus sign. Let me show you why. Because if I solve this one with a negative sign, see here, 4 goes to the other side. So it'll be m less than or equal minus m. Okay, this will be negative 68. Now I multiply throughout by minus 1. So this becomes positive. This also becomes positive. But what happens to the inequality? It flips. So this is something you need to be very, very careful of. So whenever there is minus sign, you have to flip. But it gets complicated. Let me give you one more example here. See, this is 20. I'll write greater than half of A. Now, in such cases, there is another complication. Let me write it out. 20 instead of inequality, I put equal to 1 by 2. Instead of half, I'll write x. Now here, whatever shift and solve answer I get, right? I need to write it. See, now it's up to you. You can, if it's all positive, you can write it like this, greater than A, or if you're writing this A over here, you must make sure that you write it less than 40. See, this is the thing. It gets a little complicated. But for this one, if the A or the variable is in the other side, what I would suggest is just write wherever the variable is, write the inequality as it is and write 40. But what if it was minus over here? If this was minus, then I still write A below over here. Then I solve it, it'll be minus 40, but just flip the sign. Let's do some problems which are like that. See here. Next one over here. Let me solve it in calculator. Minus 11 equal to, that is alpha and equal to, minus 6 is, C is x by 11. Shift solve equal to, what is the answer? It's 121. So now what you need to do is write 121 over here. Greater than. Now this sign flips. Why does the sign flip? Because we have negative C. C is over here. The sign flips. Now if you want, you can write the C first, greater than 121. It's just that whenever you see a negative sign at the variable, just flip the sign. And don't change the variable by yourself to the other side. No. You just leave it as it is. So over here C, answer is 121, but since your minus sign, it flipped. This now you can change it and write it as C greater than 121. If it was writing exam, this is absolutely correct. But now since you have to look into the options, you may not get this particular option. You will have this option. Okay. C is greater than 121. So answer will be generally written C first. Or it might be given as the number line. Number line is very easy as well. So that is the thing. Now let's do this one in calculator. Minus 2 equals minus x by 34. Shift and solve and then press equal to. You get 68. Now what happens? Here, write 68 left side, write D over here, but flip the inequality. Why? Because there was a negative sign. So this is the answer. It's simple once you understand the concept, but still students get confused with this flipping thing when there's negative. When there's positive, it's pretty straightforward. So if you're getting confused, just solve it up. Okay. Now here you can see this is the answer. Now in the solution set, we can flip it up. D first, greater than or equal to 68. Now what about these? Again, the same thing. Let me just show you in calculator itself. Minus 10 equals, here fraction x divided by minus 2. Now don't think minus 2 is only for minus for the 2 value. No, this is for the entire term. It's for x itself. When I write shift and solve, I need to consider this minus is for entire term. Even x is having the inequality negative sign. So I have to flip the inequality, write x over here and 20. So that's how we do it. Now, even over here, the next problem, I'll just do it in the calculator just to show you how it can be done. 72 minus 72 equals, we have x by minus 6. So shift and solve, and that's the answer, 432. Here, when we write 432, make sure you flip the inequality and f. If you want to write f first, it will be f less than 432. So here you can see it's 20 greater than or equal to x, or x less than or equal to 20. So here as well. So f is, see, f is greater than 432, or you can write it as f less than 432. That's the thing. Please solve these over here by yourself and make sure when you're graphing, whatever the answer you get, if it's less than, it goes to the left. See, it's less than. Less means left. This is less than or equal to. Why? Because there is a point over here, not just a whole. If it's a whole, then it's only greater than or less than. But if it's greater than, it's going to the right. So make sure you select the graphs correctly. And that's the end of the penultimate question. I will see you all in the last question.